Hello everyone and welcome. It is great to be out here. We have the great lighting from God himself. The sun is here. I have my nephew. I'm MovieManCHAD. Thank you so much for watching. I have my nephew here, my first nephew in the whole world, Michael. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Talking to the mic, Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, so I dragged him to the movie theater because I'm a great uncle and he loves me. You love me, right?
Yeah.
And we saw a film today, something that I've been wanting to see for a few months now. Big fan of this director. We saw a movie, I'm going to try and remember what it's called. What's it called?
Valerian.
Thank you. See, I was going to call it like Valerie or something. Valerie. So, yeah, Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. I think that's what it's called. And it's based on a French graphic novel, comic book. This comes from a great French director who's made The Fifth Element and many films before that. After The Fifth Element, in my opinion, he's kind of fell as a director, kind of better as a writer somewhat, you know, in the action genre. But I'm a fan of Luc Besson. Have you ever seen The Fifth Element?
No, I haven't.
Bruce Willis?
I know who he is.
Mila Jovovich?
No, I have no idea.
Multipass?
Yeah.
You probably have seen it.
Is that even a name?
Yes. Okay, so this is the director of that film, and we just went and saw. We didn't see it in 3D, but we saw it in XD large and big screen, big sound, and stuff like that. The movie stars Dane DeHaan, Clive Owen, Cara Delevingne from Suicide Squad and Paper Towns. Rihanna's in the film. Ethan Hawke. Herbie Hancock is in the movie. Anybody else did you recognize in the film?
Well, you know, the only really one I recognized from the film was the girl from Suicide Squad, because I watched that movie.
Yeah, Cara, I think her name is.
Yeah, whatever her name is.
Yeah, so that kind of rounds out the cast. It's, you know, lots of aliens. It's big planet, big special effects. Again, as I said before, it's based on a comic book from France, and I didn't know much about it, but I was excited because it just looked. I saw the initial trailer of the film, and it just looked amazing. It was just like, it was incredible. It was just I couldn't believe it. I have to see this movie because I was a big fan of The Fifth Element, and I was hoping it would be Luc Besson's, even though I did like Lucy from a few years ago, I was hoping it'd be Luc Besson's return to form as a filmmaker. But anyways, before I give my opinions about the movie, Michael, what did you think?
Well, I liked the movie. It was kind of strange. It was a very interesting movie. Yeah.
Did you like some of the characters, the designs of the aliens?
Yeah. The aliens and the whole background and everything just looked really nice. I loved how the art was. It was just like the movie looked amazing. It was really good. But I just felt like it was just a strange movie. I know. It was a good movie, but
did you question your own reality when you were watching it?
Wait, what?
Did you question your own reality as you're in your own real world and you're watching it? Did you question your own reality? Is this real? Is this fake?
I kind of wished it was real. Because it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like going out there and killing people. No, yeah, it's a good movie. I like it. But, the only things I didn't like about it was that, just him and the girl were kind of weird together. Very weird.
Do you feel that they had chemistry, or are they kind of a miss?
I don't know. I don't know why. It just didn't feel it didn't feel right. It just felt weird having them work together. But in the end, it was, you know, all lovey-dovey and whatever, you know. But it was really cool when they got into the action and when they started blowing up stuff. Awesome. But I liked it. It was a good movie. It was interesting though. But yeah, it was a good movie. So what do you have to say about it, Chad?
Well, thank you for asking, nephew Michael, number one. You know, because he's the oldest. Okay, so big fan of Luc Besson. Was very looking forward to seeing this movie, and I wanted to see as big as possible. And I'm really glad I did not see it in 3D. I think 3D would have taken away from some of the colors in the film, because the movie it's so visually stunning, from the set pieces to the practical to the special effects, the CGI effects, to the ideas that are explored in this movie, and how insane and over the top and outrageous it is at times. But it really worked a lot at the time too, especially when it came to the look of the film, the adventure, the overall adventure of the movie. You know, there was a sweeping score that was okay. I thought the score by Alexander Desplat was okay. The acting overall was pretty, you know, it was good. It was good acting for the most part. Actually, I liked more of the designs of the creatures and how they acted. You know, whether they were practical or CGI. It looked like it was CGI, but it didn't look like CGI. It actually looked like practical effects. Or I should say, it was probably CGI and practical effects disguised through CGI. That's what I meant to say. I liked the overall visual aspect of the movie more than anything else. The two main characters are good actors. Well, somewhat okay. I've liked them in other films before, and I haven't liked them in other films. But I think their chemistry wasn't really there. No. I honestly have to say the chemistry was not there at all. It was a miss. I didn't really feel like they really
love each other, but like they didn't act on it. Like it wasn't a good love story.
No, there wasn't a good love story.
Yeah, like the background and all the art in the movie was amazing. I personally just loved all that. I love art and stuff like that. It was just really nice watching it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It's just beautiful to look at, but it is extremely bizarre. The story is kind of generic, but it's a good story to get you on this journey. It's just really weird. It's crazy. It's wonderfully insane. There's just so much going for this movie. It's really ambitious. You know, I was watching this movie, and we've seen movies like this in the past, in the last few years, that haven't succeeded because, you know, they just didn't have an interesting story. Movies that come to mind are Jupiter Ascending and John Carter of Mars, or whatever, John Carter of Mars, I think that was called, Mars, John Carter. Those movies had a really great look to them, but for some reason, you just didn't care about anything else. Luckily, with what's this movie called again? Valerian. Valerian. Thank you. Luckily, with Valerian, which I would love to see a franchise come out of this, and I know it's not being too successful here in the States, but I'm hoping, you know, it is presented in English. The movie is in English, but it is made by Luc Besson, and I'm hoping that the French community, the people of France, will come together and support this film, and maybe we'll get sequels out of it as well. We know, of course, you know, Luc Besson is not afraid to do sequels. He did some sequels with those Arthur and the Invisibles. Did you see Arthur and the Invisibles?
No.
Okay. All these movies you haven't seen yet, but we should watch The Fifth Element. Now, I'm not trying to compare this movie to Fifth Element by any means, but it definitely doesn't live up to what Luc Besson has done in the past when it comes to story and characters. I like a lot of his earlier work, like the Professional, The Big Blue, La Femme Nikita, and of course, you know, I think one of his most amazing films is The Fifth Element, which I believe, since The Fifth Element, it was an original idea co-written by Luc Besson, that he loved, what's this movie called again?
Valerian.
Valerian. I think he loved Valerian probably as a kid. That inspired him to make a movie like The Fifth Element, and now we get to see this movie that maybe was the inspiration for The Fifth Element. But anyways, a movie you should watch. I don't know if it's on Netflix, but when you come over to the house, we're going to watch The Fifth Element the next time you're here. It's a great film from the 90s. Actually, it's 20 years old this year. Anyways, I thought this movie was beautiful to behold, a little empty emotionally, and I didn't really care about the characters too much. Rihanna was okay. I mean, Rihanna's a beautiful woman. As an actress, she really should stop acting, but she's beautiful in the film. Who else? Clive Owen's kind of standard in the movie. Ethan Hawke is in the film. I don't know if I mentioned that, but Ethan Hawke is in the movie, and he's got a nice little part in the film as well. But the star of this movie is the production design, the costume design, which is all Oscar worthy, the special effects, and the overall journey. And I would tell you that the movie's 2 hours and 17 minutes. I would have cut it down maybe a half an hour. It probably would have been a much better film because it really dragged for me. Did it drag for you at all from time to time? Like there were times where it dragged and then it would pick up and be like, this is exciting again, and then it would kind of drag a little bit, and I'm like, wow, another great visual, and then it'd be like, and then oh my gosh, another great visual. This is amazing. So did it drag for you at all?
It was like that, you know, it popped up, it was good, and then it got slow, and then, you know, it's right, he's right. It should have been a shorter film, because it did have a lot of the drags in there. It was good, but the drags just kind of let it down a little bit. They kind of maybe should have shortened the film, but yeah, I understand. They had the drags and
it had some of the drags, but it had some amazing visuals to rise above the points where kind of the movie was getting a little convoluted and all over the place. But overall, it's somewhat easy to follow, and it's just beautiful in the journey and the action sequences. This is definitely something I would definitely recommend seeing. We saw it at matinee today. It was definitely worth matinee prices. I would love to see this become a franchise. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I appreciate the hard work and the technology and the ambitiousness of Luc Besson, who is probably one of the most insane directors working still to this day. And I appreciate this film in ways that I wanted, and other ways I wish I could have appreciated more when it came to stories and characters and the overall emotion. I wanted to feel something. I didn't really feel anything other than the fact that I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is so beautiful and the sun is in my eyes. So we're going to end this review. Closing words and your final review, Mike.
Well, yeah.
Final star review.
Star review. Oh, like rating.
Yeah. Final rating.
I'm probably gonna rate this movie at a 3 because it was good.
3 out of what?
3 out of 4. Yeah.
You do. What is your rating? 3 out of what?
Yeah, 3 out of 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good, but they did have those parts where I kind of wish they didn't have them because it would have made the movie a lot better if they didn't have those parts. But I just loved the CGI and everything on that, and how the characters looked was really cool. The suits that they were wearing, I wish I had one of those.
So you like the film?
Yeah, it was good.
I like the film as well. Again, visually stunning, as I said before. It's the strongest part of the entire film. The movie looks great, and I recommend great sound system, great picture quality. I don't know about the 3D, we didn't see it in 3D, but overall, a visually stunning, weird, strange, bizarre, misunderstood film that I hope stays with me for a while. I don't know if I'll ever see it again, but I definitely would buy it on Blu-ray, and I definitely would watch it again a few years from now. So my rating would be a solid 3 stars out of 4. All right, everyone, thank you so much. In the comment box below, let me know what you thought of, what's this movie called again?
Valerian.
And the City of the Thousand Planets. Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. So in the comment box below, let us know what you thought of the film. And it's been great to hang out with my nephew and my other nephews. I wish they were here, but we just saw the movie together. And my niece, my lovely niece. But it's great to be here hanging out with you and enjoying this wonderful pool in the background and enjoying this review, even though we are staring into the sun. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. This is Movie Man Chad and Movie Man Mike saying, some people like it, but we live it, right? We live film. All right, everyone. Bye.